What's up everyone, I'm Becca and welcome to my channel. I have been playing the Pokemon video game competitively for about a year now, and boy has it felt like information overload. I thought it would be fun to start a VGC learning series to help late bloomers like myself who are just getting into the game. To start, I'm going to be going over the effects of weather, as it's been said that weather is going to have a really big impact on the metagame for Regulation H. If you like this type of video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more VGC content. Now, let's get into it. First, let's get into my favorite weather, the rain. Only my favorite weather in the game. I actually hate the rain in real life. Rain can be set by Pokemon with the ability Drizzle or by the move Rain Dance. When relying on Pokemon with the ability Drizzle, you need to know its speed stat. This is important because if your opponent is sending in a competing weather setter, the Pokemon with the slower speed stat is going to override whatever the weather is going to be. For example, if I send out a Pelipper and my opponent sends out a Torkoal, Sun is going to be the weather that takes over because Torkoal has a lower speed stat. Rain will boost water type damage by 50% and it will reduce fire type damage by 50%. Rain can also boost the accuracy of certain moves like Thunder and Hurricane. There are a few Pokemon in the game with signature moves that really benefit from specific types of weather, one of them being Archaludon. Archaludon has a signature move called Electroshot. It powers up in one turn when it's in the rain and it boosts its special attack by one stage. Expect to see Archaludon in a lot of Regulation H teams, especially when you see rain. Pokemon with the ability Swift Swim have their speed stat doubled in the rain. In Regulation H, you're going to want to watch out for Basculegion as he's going to try to clean up in the later game. Basculegion has a signature move called Last Respects. Its base power is only 50, but as more of its teammates get KO'd in battle, its base goes up another 50. Some Pokemon you can expect to see on Reg H teams are going to be Pelipper, maybe some Kingdra, Palafin for sure, and maybe even Primarina. If you want to counter rain teams, you can bring grass-type Pokemon or electric-type Pokemon, or you can bring a competing weather. I think the best competing weather will probably be the Sun. Sun can be set by Pokemon with the ability Drought or by the move Sunny Day. Sun will boost fire-type attacks by 50% and it will decrease water-type attacks by 50%. Other Pokemon who benefit from the Sun are Pokemon with the ability Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, like Swift Swim, will double the speed stat of a Pokemon. Pokemon with the ability Photosynthesis will have one of their stats boosted. Their highest stat will be boosted by 1.3 times. If their highest stat is Speed, it will be boosted by 1.5 times. One move I'd like to mention is Weather Ball. Weather Ball will take on the typing of whatever weather is being set. So for the rain, it would take on a water type attack. For the sun, it would take on a fire type attack. For the snow, it would take on an ice type attack, and in a sandstorm, it will take on a rock type attack. It's a move that's base 50, but when there's a weather set, its damage will double. Some Pokemon that you're likely going to see on Sun Team could be Venusaur, it could be Typhlosion, you'll likely see the Hisuian Lilligant and Torkoal duo. If your team doesn't have a good lead into After You Eruption, you might want to reconsider what you're building. Next, let's talk about the snow. Snow can be set by Pokemon with the ability Snow Warning or by the move Snowscape. Auroraville, which is a dual screen that decreases damage taken from physical and special type attacks, can only be set if it's snowing. The move Blizzard becomes 100% accurate in the snow. Snow has a few defensive benefits for Ice-type Pokemon. All Ice-type Pokemon have their defenses increased by 50% in the snow. Pokemon with the ability Snowcloak have their evasion raised by 20%. Think of evasion as accuracy. If their evasion goes up, it's like your accuracy is going down. Some Pokemon that you'll likely see on snow teams are going to be Alolan Ninetales, Baxcalibur, maybe some Glaceon and Mamoswine, and Frostmoth. And last, we have sand teams. Pokemon with the ability Sandstream or the move Sandstorm can set sandstorms. In a sandstorm, Pokemon that are not rock, ground, or steel take chip damage at the end of each turn. Rock-type Pokemon have their special defense boosted by 50%. Similar to Pokemon with the ability Swift Swim in the rain, Chlorophyll in the sun, Pokemon with the ability Sand Rush have their speed stat doubled in sandstorms. Pokemon with the ability Sand Force have their ground, rock, and steel type moves boosted by one stage. And Pokemon with the ability Sand Veil have their evasion boosted by 20%. Pokemon you will definitely see on a sand team, you're gonna see that infamous duo of Tyranitar and Excadrill. Excadrill can become a menace real quick by spamming Rock Slide and getting flinches from your team. Not fun being flinched. Multiple times in a row. And those are the basics for the effects of weather that you can expect to see in Regulation H. I hope that you found this video helpful, and be sure to leave a comment below telling me what your favorite weather is. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you all in my next one.